Face having ass. What's going on, you guys? It's Eric Peoples back here again. This video look like it's gonna be dark as fuck, and I am so sorry about that. I wanted to try to film this before it got too dark, and looks like I'm not gonna make it. But I did make a promise that I was gonna get this video out, and here it is. So, welcome back. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to you guys. Hope you guys been taking care of each other, loving each other like you should, loving yourself, which is more importantly. And welcome back to another My Two Cents review via the Sean Harris page. Shout out to Andrew. I know you ain't gonna watch this because you ain't subscribed, nigga. But a shout out to Andrew, my cousin. We're talking about Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Oh, just to give you guys a heads up, if you hear some yelling or something along those lines, my daughters are playing Super Smash Brothers on the Switch, and they're trying to unlock characters and all that fun stuff. So if you hear that, that's what's going on. Yeah, Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. I originally owned the VHS copy, and for those of you guys who were born before 2000, VHS is one of these little box squared film doohickeys that you used to put in a thing called a VCR, and that's how we used to watch our movies back in the day when I was growing up. And I had the original Broly movie, and I enjoyed it. I had a great expectation for it when I first watched it, when I first got it, and I enjoyed it, but not nearly as like Tree of Might or Dead Zone or one of those Dragon Ball Z movies. So with them announcing that they wanted to do, that they were going to do, and it was coming out, a Broly movie, I'm like, oh, God, come on. We already know it's going to be about 70 minutes of Goku and those guys getting bodied, and a whole bunch of yelling and crying about, Goku being stronger than him. Whatever. And so I was pleasantly surprised with this movie. First of all, the animation. The animation is top tier in this movie from my standpoint. They always take it up a notch with the bigger budget. The colors are crisp. The fight scenes are a lot more elegant. The shadings, all of that is just amazing work. I really enjoyed it personally, whether it's Bleach, Dragon Ball, Full Metal Alchemist, which is one of my favorite animes. They always take it up a notch when they do the movies. As far as voice acting, now when I first started watching Dragon Ball back in like 5th grade or something like that, Dragon Ball Z, shall I say, I was so used to hearing the American dub. I had never watched the Japanese dub until Super. Until like 3-4 years ago when Super first dropped. Actually, the Super movie dropped, and I was listening to it in the Japanese dub. Now it's kind of hard to go back and listen to the English dub. And that's no disrespect to the English guys that translate the show over. They're still gonna always hold a special place, but there's something organic about listening to the Japanese dub. Whatever you guys think, you let me know in the comments. Which dub do you prefer, the English or the Japanese? So it's easily, come on, it's, I enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying? Listening to it in the original context and just read the subtitles or whatnot. And so with those things out of the way, the music, I mean, and it's not to say that I'm not a fan of the Japanese music or whatnot. I'm a big fan of Inuyasha's intro, exit, intro, outros. There we go. Full Metal Alchemist, obviously the music in there is incredible. Bleach has incredible music. So I am a fan of the music. I was a fan of some Dragon Ball Super beginning and outros. But the music in this one didn't do anything for me. So that's one griff against it. The story. Okay? Now, the story does take a step back from what they were doing originally in the Broly movie. They took a huge step back from that, and they're actually incorporating this movie into the Dragon Ball Super universe, because this movie makes all the nods to what happened in the Universal survival arc. It talks about it. They talk about all of that. This literally probably picks up maybe a couple of months afterwards. They show Bula and all of that stuff. So I want to say, maybe not even a couple of months, because she hasn't really grown up. She hasn't started crawling or anything. So maybe even a couple of weeks after that, maybe. So you get that. So they're integrating that. That's something that they didn't do with the original Dragon Ball Broly movie back in the 90s. They didn't do that. That was not canon. This is canon. So they go back and they explain the story of how Frieza was coming and basically putting taxes on the Saiyans and all of that stuff, and how Broly, they always knew that Broly had this immense talent. His power level was crazy even as an infant, and he dwarfed Vegeta, and that's where a lot of the tides of change come from. Doing a completely different thing from what the original one did. The original one, they knew that his power level was crazy. They're like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna X him out right now because he might be a problem later on. But this one, it was more or less a thing of jealousy. So he gets sent off. He's on this desolate planet where he's not supposed to survive, but his father, I think it's Paragus, goes back out into space and survives with them and trains him himself or whatnot, and they're going to get revenge on Vegeta's father. Okay, and then of course Planet Vegeta is destroyed. You see Goku's dad, Bardock, and his mom. They retcon a lot with that, because the original story doesn't match up with what they did in Super. So they retconned some things. And so the actual encounter with Broly, I guess to me it was kind of forced. Paragus and those guys, they meet up with meet up with Frieza later on, because of Frieza's soldiers. They're out and journeying in space. They run across them. But unlike Broly in the original movie, who was just like, I am Broly, this guy actually has a little bit more humanity to him, a little bit more meat to him than just Broly. He's still basically that character, but you kind of feel for him because of what his father forced him through, and he's basically being used as a blunt instrument, basically. And so you get all of that, and you get the fight with Goku, and Goku kind of, sizes him up and say, hey, man, you're not a bad guy. I can sense that, man. Don't let them push you around like that. And Frieza's like, oh. Let me kill his father, spoiler alert, and make him even more powerful, which is like the dumbest thing you could ever do, because he's a Saiyan already. He's a Saiyan out of control. And you're honestly thinking that if this guy bodies Goku and Vegeta, that he's going to listen to you. Like, where's the logic in that? That's stupid to me. But Frieza goes for it, because Frieza has his wish that he wants to use the Dragon Balls for, and it's kind of hilarious and kind of almost makes sense to a crazy degree. But he has his reasons that why he wants the Dragon Balls, and he's up to his old tricks. And so ultimately, it does have its ending, if you want to call it that. Without giving away so many spoilers, the next series is going to be kind of interesting, because you got so many different personalities and powers out there now. But like I said, with Frieza being out there and he's up to his old tricks again, he hasn't stopped, he hasn't changed. So the universe is a big place, and now there's somebody else in the universe that's really, really powerful. it's just interesting to see how all of that's going to turn out. So the story, because it had more meat to it, they did a little retconning, which I kind of bugged me at first, but I let it go. And it just is what it is, and I accepted it. The story I gave, I liked it. Nothing that was too hard to follow. You get a chance to see Gogeta, which is really really cool. And I was so happy initially because the first fight between Broly and Goku and Vegeta is between Vegeta and Broly, and Broly actually was getting that business given to him, and it was basically a warm up for Goku. So Vegeta will always get shafted. So it just is what it is. But overall, I gave the movie a 3.5. I gave it a 3.5. I thought that it was a step up from the original Broly movie. It opened up some other venues to maybe the next show. Just throwing that out there. The music didn't catch me. The animation was really good, but not it's not a perfect movie by any sense or stretch of the imagination, but it's enjoyable, and it fits right on in there with Tree of Might in those movies for me. So, what did you guys rate it? How did you feel about the show movie? Let me know in the comments. What did you rate it? What did you like about it? What was a bit of a spoiler to you that you wasn't expecting? Let me know in the comments. And I'm going to be doing an unboxing of my Thread Beast subscription. It's a subscription with clothing. I'm going to be doing an unboxing of that. So if you guys were ever interested in the in that subscription, you guys can check out what they sent me and see what goes on from there. If you haven't subscribed to my videos or my page, please do so you can get more content. Hit the little bell, let you know when I'm putting stuff out. I promise all of my videos are going to be in the dark like this. And, appreciate you guys. And thank you. See you around. And have a great day. Peace.